Okay, so you've got that friend, right? The one who works in tech and casually throws around terms like the private cloud, and you just nod along. Well, today, we're going to finally figure out what that means by looking at the different kinds of digital homes where all our data actually lives.
I mean, we all talk about the cloud. We use it every single day for our emails, for backing up our photos, for sharing documents. But what is it? Really? It's not some fluffy thing in the sky. It's actual physical hardware in massive buildings. So the real question is, what kind of place is our data calling home?
The best way to get your head around this is to think of it like digital real estate. Seriously, all that data needs a place to live, and just like in the real world, there are different kinds of properties you can choose from. Each one has its own vibe, its own rules, and its own benefits.
So let's start in the digital neighborhood most of us are already living in, even if we don't realize it. This is the public cloud. And for our analogy, this is like living in a massive apartment building. Think of a public cloud as this giant, high-tech apartment complex. A provider, like Amazon or Google, is the landlord. They own and manage everything, all the servers, the storage, the networking, the whole shebang. You, along with thousands of other tenants, are just renting your own secure little apartment within that building. You don't own the plumbing or the foundation, but your space is your own.
So what's it like living in this digital apartment? Well, for one, it's really cost-effective. You basically only pay for the space you use, just like paying rent. It's also super easy to scale up. Need more space? Bam! You can upgrade to the penthouse suite in seconds. Plus, the landlord, the provider, handles all the boring stuff like maintenance and security. The only catch? You're sharing the building's resources with all the other tenants.
Okay, but apartment living isn't for everyone, right? What if you're a big company and you need something a little more exclusive? Well, that brings us to the option of owning your very own private digital house, and that is the private cloud.
A private cloud is, well, exactly what it sounds like. It's a single-family home in the digital world. All the hardware, all the computing power, all the resources are completely dedicated to just one organization. Nobody else is using them. This is the go-to for organizations that handle really sensitive information, like banks, hospitals, or government agencies.
And when you own the house, you're the one in charge of security. As you can see here, it starts with setting up a firewall. Just picture that as a super smart security gate at the edge of your property. It checks everything and everyone trying to come in or go out. If it spots anything even a little bit suspicious, access is denied. You control who gets a key to the front door.
So on one hand, we have the public cloud apartment, and on the other, the private cloud house. How does a company decide which one to go for? Let's put them side by side.
This chart really spells it out, doesn't it? Just look at control. In the public cloud apartment, you're limited. You got to follow the landlord's rules. But in your private cloud house, you've got full control. You're the boss. Then check out cost. It's kind of like renting versus owning a house. The public cloud is like flexible rent, while the private cloud is more like a big, predictable mortgage. Ultimately, it all comes down to tenancy. Are you okay with sharing, or do you need the whole place to yourself?
You know, here's another really simple way to picture it. The public cloud is like a giant public parking lot. It's convenient, it's easy, and it's open to everyone. But a private cloud, that's your own private garage. It's more secure, it's exclusive, and you're the only one who decides who gets to park there.
But wait a minute. What if you want the flexibility of renting, but the rock-solid security of owning? Well, in the world of the cloud, you can actually have both. This is where something called the hybrid cloud comes into play.
Imagine this. You keep your most precious things, like family heirlooms or top-secret documents, in a super secure safe in your private house. But for your everyday stuff that you need to get to easily, you rent a flexible little storage unit downtown. That's a hybrid cloud in a nutshell. You use the best possible home for each specific job.
So a hybrid cloud is just a smart combination of a private cloud and public cloud services, all working together. This allows a company to keep its super-critical operations safe and sound in their private house while using the flexible and cheap public apartment for tasks that might see big spikes in demand, like a retail website during the holidays. It's pretty clever.
All right, let's bring this all the way back to the beginning. Remember your friend, the one who works with private clouds?
Now you know exactly what they do. They're not just some random person in IT. They are the architects who design these digital houses, the security guards who set up those high-tech firewalls, and the property managers who make sure everything runs smoothly 24/7.
They build and maintain these exclusive digital fortresses. Pretty cool, huh?
So in the end, choosing a cloud is a lot like choosing a home for your data. There are real trade-offs between cost, how much security you need, and how much control you want. And as our digital lives just get bigger and more complex, it really makes you wonder, right? What kind of home will our data need next? Will we all end up needing our own private digital house, or will we find new, smarter ways to live together in the cloud? Something to think about. Thanks for watching.